So here we are, another beautiful day, too good to waste. So out and about looking for some new wild edibles to show you, and I've already come across some hogweed, but I'm trying to find a nice specimen that will be good to eat. There's a nice healthy specimen of Jack of the Hedge garlic or mustard garlic. Yeah, that's very good to eat, and I've already shown you my using that in my nettle pesto video. Lots more hedgerow to explore around here. Of course, come the right season, these brambles will be providing plenty of fruit. This is so lovely, so peaceful and beautiful. It's quite crisp, quite cool, but sunny and delightful. You can just make a pond out through the hedge there. Judging by the amount of bike tracks around here, this is rather popular with cyclists. Nice clear water. Considering it's a pond. Very nice. There's another nice specimen of common plantain here. This little fella, and it's got these long flower heads. The seeds from them, as I mentioned before, can be quite good, and it's just within a few inches is more edible species. Believe it or not, all of our native thistles are edible, not necessarily good, but the false thistle or wild lettuce is rather good. There's some stinging nettle, some Jack of the Hedge and cleavers all mixed in. So I got to this farm area you see behind me, so I'm going to work my way back down the track that way. The ever-present dandelion with its gorgeous flower. I picked some dandelion flowers yesterday and made some little fritters, just dipped them in a seasoned batter and fried them till they were crispy, and they were gorgeous. I wasn't expecting my brother to like them that much, but he raved about them. Who knew? I think while I'm down this way I'm going to snag myself a bag full of nettles. I need some nettle tops. I always need nettle tops. It's my spinach at this time of year. There's no point spending a ton of money in supermarkets when you can snag highly nutritious free food that tastes great while taking a healthy walk in the wilderness or in the woods. So these are the hogweed shoots of snagged so far, and that's all I'm going to be collecting for those, because it's only for me. It's just a meal for me tonight, so I'll be enjoying them. I'll probably serve them like steamed, a bit like a Chinese vegetable, lightly steamed and with a bit of oyster sauce. I think that'll be pretty fantastic actually. That's a good example of the hogweed, and just growing up there, tiny little shoot. I'll give that another few days and then come back and grab that, a day or two. Probably. Another one here. Two nice little specimens there. Jack of the hedge garlic. Got a little bee on it. Lovely. I won't disturb that one. We've got some little flies sunning themselves on that dock leaf right there. Even flies sunbathe, boys and girls. This is a good one. You can. It's also edible. I'll be collecting some of that because it's wild dead nettle, and it doesn't sting. It looks a bit like a nettle. It's actually a member of the mint family, and it's rather pleasant to eat. So I'll be picking some of that. That's to go in with my nettles for my spinach, nettle spinach. Dandelions always jump up eager to greet the sun with their beautiful flowers. I don't collect any while I'm out on these trips because I've got plenty of these growing in my backyard, and the more I harvest, the more come up. So it's rather than disturb them in the wild, I'll pick the ones in my backyard. Here's a stand of holly. Looks like it's been planted here as a hedge. Very effective hedge, because nobody wants to breach through holly. And in the late summer, late autumn indeed, you get these beautiful red berries on holly, which no doubt you've all seen on Christmas cards. I always love that. Dancing shadows. So here I am back to base. Here's the hogweed shoots that I'll be using. All looking nice. I'll be using those in as a steamed vegetables, Chinese style, with some oyster sauce on. And there's the nettles. I'm going to be making a video on nettle soup, which will incorporate some of those nettles. The rest I will just blanch and freeze. And to blanch them, all I need to do is pick the leaves away from the woodier parts of the stalks and just include the tips and the leaves in boiling water for about 30 seconds to a minute, and that's all it needs. It'll wilt them and it'll take the sting off them. While I'm handling them, I will wear leather gloves just to get them in the pot, and then once they're in the pot, I can take them out and handle them with my bare hands without any worries. I'll be chucking the dead nettles in, these red dead nettles. I'll be chucking those in as well. Okay, hogweed shoots. I'm going to put a link in the description, or maybe two links in the description, and up here, where are we? Up here on YouTube videos only, to identifying and some background information on these wonderful, wonderful vegetable, wild food vegetables. Right. So to cook these is really, really simple. What I'm going to do is just steam them in an open pan, and then let the water evaporate, and then just throw some butter in, and then go from there. So let's get started, shall we? So the first thing you need to do is get the pan hot. It really helps to leave the crunch in whatever you're trying to steam. So you get it really, really hot. Okay, that's really hot now, so I'm just going to throw them in. Throw that straight on top and put the lid on over it, and just steam that for a minute. Don't need to overdo it on this. So that's gone for about a minute. I'm just going to give them a quick turn, let them go a little bit longer. So about another minute. So that's the 2-minute stage, and most of the water I've thrown in is dried up. So what we've got now is a situation where I can put in some butter. So I'm just putting in a decent blob of butter. And I'll just let them saute for a minute in that. They don't need a lot of cooking, these. Bit like asparagus, you know, you just need to leave them with a little bit of nuttiness left in them. So really it's that simple. And now they've absorbed all the butter, I'll take the heat off it. And then I like to, you can serve it just like this, just with a bit of salt and pepper on it. Or one little touch I really like is to use a good quality oyster sauce. This one's a Thai one, really good quality, superb quality one. And I just put that over my hogweed. So that's a very Cantonese style of serving them. And that's hogweed shoots. Delicious. Great to eat. Right, you're going to want me to try one of them, aren't you? Which I will do happily. Take that one. Take a short one. I'm not sure it's got plenty of delicious oyster sauce on it. And that goes. Mmm. The texture is that of asparagus, but the flavour is, I suppose it's very similar to cardamom in flavour. I'm going to have another one then, because that was really good. Make sure you check out the 2 videos of giving you links to. As I said, they'll be up here on YouTube or down there in the description. Make sure you go check them out, so you make sure you identify it, because there is a giant hogweed that you don't want to be eating. Both of them, to some degree, the giant hogweed has sap that's phototoxic. It gets on your skin, and then the sun gets on it and it can hurt you. So to some lesser extent the same is true of hogweed, but I've never burnt myself using it at all. So and I've picked it on hot days and sunny days like today, and still haven't had any problems with it. But make sure you identify it properly. Get into those videos and have a look. And enjoy.